The terrorist attack in Paris galvanized the world and sparked overwhelming sympathy. But the reaction to a massacre in Nigeria at the same time has been much different, even though many more people died there. CBS 2's Jim Williams reports, and Chicagoans and others are now asking why.
The news coverage was nonstop. Terrorists killed 17 in Paris, and massive vigils were held around the world.
17 people died, 1.5 million people marched, 2,000 people died, and it's a blip on the radar.
A blip on the radar, says Boyede Shobutan, the response to the group Boko Haram killing 2,000 people last week in Nigeria, Shobutan's parents' native country.
The fact that, we can allow this to happen without bringing the necessary attention to the people who are suffering is sad.
Experts explain the different responses this way. France is a close ally of the United States. The murders were seen as an attack on free speech and linked to terrorist groups that threaten much of the world. And Nigerian-American Chime Asuye says Nigeria's government itself underplayed the violence there.
If the leadership does not shine a light and say that this is an issue that the world should turn its attention to, then people are not going to follow suit.
Is it conceivable that we see so many stories of violence coming out of Africa that just people are numb?
Boko Haram has been ravishing Nigeria for the last 5 to 6 years. So the daily announcements of violence become numbing.
Still, Nigerian Americans in Chicago insist no violence should be ignored.
From a human standpoint, tyranny anywhere is attack on freedom everywhere.
The Nigerian-American Young Professionals Group plans to hold vigils to call attention to the massacre and the threat posed by Boko Haram. Rob and Marissa, they note that while the president of Nigeria sent condolence messages to France, he has said little about the murders of 2,000 people in his own country.
Well, and the interesting part, too, is there's going to be an election soon in Nigeria. So is the hope maybe that will sort of play into this a little bit?
Nigerian Americans here say they're going to press that to be a campaign issue there.
It's a fair criticism. I mean, 2,000 people die.
Right.
And, thank goodness you're doing this story and others are starting to pay attention.
People have been talking about it for the last several days on social media.
Yeah, of course.
Monitored your feed.
As they should be.
Yep.
As they should be. All right. Thanks Jim. Appreciate it.